Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I am talking about watches. Well, today I am rather excited again. I know I get excited about watches, and I am very okay with me getting excited about watches, and I'm very excited to share with you my first impressions of a new Seiko. Now, funnily enough, this is a Seiko that I sort of featured just recently on 10 amazing, interesting watches. It's a watch that really stood out to me. It is a watch that I wanted to own, and just after releasing that video, I found one at the right price. This is called the 60s style, or I'll stick up here the actual reference number of this watch. This is in the Presage lineup, but to me, it's a slightly different looking Presage watch. It's slightly more interesting, it's slightly more funky, and I think it's going to be a very cool watch to own, and I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you guys, as well as wearing this watch long term. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I really would appreciate if you just click on that little subscribe button. It makes a huge difference to me and the channel, and it costs you guys absolutely nothing. But let's flip the camera around now and let me show you my brand new Seiko Presage 60s style. So I was so very lucky to find this Seiko Presage SSA449J at a price that I could afford. This one is a used model. It's secondhand. It does have a couple of little marks on it, but it is still looking and presenting very well. So I'm very excited to own this one. This is something that really was on my shopping list, but it was a watch that was on my shopping list that I wasn't sure if I was going to buy, because at full retail, they're not the cheapest watch. And they're not the cheapest watch for what they are, but for what I was able to purchase this one on the second-hand market, I'm very pleased with my purchase. So what do we have? We have the 60s style Presage. This is the watch that has the power indicator there, has a running second hand, and it has a sub register there, which is actually the date, which I think really works really quite well. We have a solid bezel insert there that does not move at all. Being a Seiko Presage, we get a sort of a fairly sort of standard looking case sides there. That's sort of what I expect from some of these Presage watches. This one comes on the metal bracelet, as I probably expect also with the metal bracelets from Seiko's at this sort of price. It's not perfect, but it's okay. The small little clasp, it is milled inside, but it's only got two tiny micro adjusts, which is a little bit disappointing, but that's, as I said, I already expected that because we knew that that's what it was going to have. It's powered by the 4R57 movement, which is a nice looking movement. It's nice to have that displayed, especially with that sort of golden rotor. Makes it look quite cool. It does have a sign crown with the Seiko S. And that movement there, I think we get about 100 meters water resistance with this one, meaning there's no threaded crown, but we do have hand winding and we do have hacking as well. Exactly what we expect. But why I'm so excited about this one personally is the look of it. I think it is a brilliant looking watch. I think it's really cool, really funky, really interesting. And I have mentioned before when I have talked about this watch that some of the Presage watches with this power indicator, it can look like it's all a little bit busy there on the dial, but this one, it just seems to work. I think it sort of adds to the aesthetics of it. I think it's a really cool looking watch. And it's something that I'm really excited to have in my collection now. I just, when I first saw it, I just thought, yes, I want to own that watch. And I also thought, well, what is that? Now that I know what it is and I've got it in hand, I think I've made a very good decision buying this one. And let me just show you something that stands out straight away. And this is not the only Seiko to have done this, especially the ones with these smaller clasps. Look at the gap there. I can almost fit my whole finger into there. It's a shame that they do things like that on Seikos, when realistically, if you were buying this one at full price, I think in Australia, the cheapest I've seen at full price is about $700. But on the website, on the Seiko website, it's like $1,000. Imagine spending $1,000 on a watch and having that. That's why I'm very glad that I ended up getting this one a little bit cheaper on the used market. Very nice size. I do like how it sits on my wrist. Wow. Yes. Okay, I'm going to keep saying it. I'm excited to own this one. And as always, I'm going to have it on wrist for at least 4 to 6 weeks before I come back to you with a full in-depth review. And it should be a pretty good in-depth review because I'm going to be wearing this one a lot. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next video.